Hello, Facebook Live type people. Jonathan from Eco Cars on my way. Where am I looking? Oh, it's up there, isn't it? On my way back up to Orkney. So I had an early start in this 30 kilowatt Leaf. Some of you may have been following me on the old Twitters and the Facebooks. So as per normal with Leaf, 30 kilowatt, a nice toasty battery. But it's done really well. I'm at Abington. I'm too tight-fisted to pay for electricity at the services, so I just fancy some peace and quiet. So I've come to this charge place, Scotland.
Proceed
Rapid.
to the highlighted route.
She's still talking to us, so let me shut her up. But my averages have been pretty good in this. I know I'm known as Captain Slow, but look at that, 4.9 miles per kilowatt hour. And at one point, I think it was the which services was it? Can't remember. It was a few hours ago. When I fully charged, I think it was my second rapid. The gasometer said something like 144 miles range. Put some butter on the toasting. Yes, hello Paolo. It's okay. It's not been restricted, and I did fair out of hypermiling or coasting, which I used to do when I drove lots of these all over the country, which basically means when we're going down a hill, I'll pull it over into neutral, so I'm not getting any regen, I'm not asking for any energy. And my theory is, lots of people will probably dispute it, is if I'm not drawing energy, I'm not putting any energy back in the battery and I'm coasting, then that's going to reduce the heat. And especially if I'm traveling at 50-60 miles an hour, the ambient air temperature rushing around the outside of the pack will help to bring the temperature down, and that actually happens. I can see it coming down 1 or 2 bars when I do some hypermiling, when it is safe to do so. So that's one of my little trips and techniques. And also I've been using my my sort of semi-famous list that James Coates never used to use. Of course, now he's got a Tesla. He doesn't bother with anything like charging. Hello from Norfolk. Hello Norfolk. I like coasting too. Backwards bungalow and seems logical. Yes. I don't think you need to do it in your Model S though, do you, Paolo? But yeah, so let's take you for a quick walk around this Leaf. Turn the car off. It's in this grey, so it's worked out really well. I'm taking this back for stock, but I've got 2 customers on Orkney who are really interested in it. It's just the standard 3.3 30 kilowatt Techna, registered January 17, I believe, with a 66 plate. Needs a good valet, just to tight the granny cable there. Yes, it is a 30 kilowatt Parlo. I forgot my leaf spy, but judging by the gasometer, the battery is just absolutely tip top. And other than a good clean, it's really smart. All the books come from RCI. Did a bit of a deal with them via an auction company I use, a trade auction company, and got it at a really good price as well. So it just needs a really good valet. Still even got the lot number in the windscreen. But it's very nice. 22,000 miles. Excuse my overnight stuff. Really clean. Smells nice too. Got decent tyres. All Dunlop. They're all Dunlops. See, this is what the leasing companies do. They'll mark the odd mark, so the descriptions are usually good. And I've got here a smart repair has been done there. You can't even see it. This is just pen that will come off. So yeah, it's a clean example. Dunlops, all 4 tyres are Dunlops. Serviced in January, 3 stamps service book. And I say, just needs a really good valet. And the advantage is, of course, I can actually say, well, I've driven up from Leicester in this, and it drives without fault. So it's something I don't do too often anymore. Otherwise, I spend my whole life on the A9, which, as much as I enjoy doing long drives, my lovely wife Ursula would never actually ever see me. So most of the time now, I get either Tim of Tim's Travels on Twitter, or James and Kate, or Alex of A&J Transport to pick vehicles up and deliver them straight to the customer. So it's been nice this time. I met up with my daughter Harriet and my grandson Josiah. Makes you feel really old when you say you've got a grandson. And they came up for a week on Orkney and took them back down in our Prius. Yes, we used to own a Prius. I've now given it to my daughter, and she absolutely loves it because she needs more space, more room for all the baby gear. So it worked out really well. I found this on Monday at a auction house that I've used for years, and so it just lent itself really well to buy this and then drive this back up. So yeah, everything's come together really well. So has anybody got any questions? If not, I will sign off. Yeah, 30 minutes, right. Well, most of Orkney drivers being EVs. If I have my way, there will be. I think we're up to 350 EVs on Orkney. We've got 10,000 cars, 10,000 vehicles. So we've got plenty of scope. We're at about, what's that? 3.5%. So plenty of scope. And as well, hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I can officially announce what's happening to eco-cars, eco-cars.net, i.e. me, my business. There's a really exciting project happening on Orkney called Reflex. Now, if you Google Reflex, as in REFLEX, Orkney, you'll see several press releases about an exciting project that I'm going to be involved with. And so EcoCars will then have its next chapter, because to be honest, I can't keep up with demand at the moment. So that's a good change for the business. Oh, okay, you got an MGZS. I passed one today on the motor, actually. I read one. The other car I've seen an awful lot of is Model 3. A huge amount of Model 3 on the motorways. Yeah, Reflex Orkney is going to be really interesting. It's a unique project. It's a £28.5 million project, part funded by private business and equity, and also part funded by the government. Well, you can read it on the internet, but it's basically having battery storage and more electric vehicles on Orkney to help with grid balancing. So smoothing out those peaks and troughs with vehicle to grid, vehicle to home, decarbonising Orkney. It's an amazing project. So I'm really excited because no other car dealers are sort of in this area, and I'll be in an area that no one else is in. So in a nutshell, for those people that live on Orkney, they'll be able to go to a Reflex centre or a shop or an experience centre, a bit like Milton Keynes Experience Centre, EV Experience Centre, and not only get a great deal on a leased EV or buy an EV, but get a whole package of renewables, battery storage, a really great tariff. Yeah, that's right, £28.5 million funding. So it's a 2-year project, but when this business is up and running, it will then be replicated, hopefully on the west coast of Scotland and also UK wide. So EcoCars is in at the beginning, and it's really exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Really good. People are sending me, you probably might have heard that on WhatsApp. I'm in a WhatsApp group for YouTubers, and Mr. Ewan McTurk has just sent a message to the group, so I'll have to read that in a minute. If you're watching this, Ewan, hello. Large grid battery from Tesla for Reflex. I don't know. I'm more involved on the EV side. There's various other companies that are involved in the battery storage side, one of which is Solar Energy. You might have seen Solar Energy when Robert Llewellyn came to Orkney, and they looked at that housing development, and they had the original Tesla Powerwalls on the walls of that new housing development. That's Solar Energy. So they're involved in the battery storage side. So in all honesty, I don't know what they've come up with regard to battery storage. Not just Tesla Powerwalls, there's other companies now that are going to come out with new products soon, one of which I know reasonably well, that also came to Orkney with their particular car charger, and they might have something exciting soon. And I won't say too much, otherwise my good friend Jordan might get cross with me. But yeah, lots of exciting stuff happening in the renewable industry and with EVs and battery storage. It's interesting times. Interesting times with COVID. Sadly, some people are really struggling to earn a living, but amazing times in the renewable industry. And yeah, it's interesting to be a part of it, but also a big change for me in the next few months. So I've talked on long enough. Yes, I noticed that as well. And I think a lot of big petrol companies are also looking at the renewable area. BP, Shell, they're also looking at setting up power companies. And it's just got to be good. If these big traditional oil manufacturers are now looking at moving away from fossil fuel and getting into the renewable industry, it's got to be a good thing. So they've got to clean up their act. I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching. Let's just have a finish off, because you're all thinking, oh, how much charge have you put in since you've been talking? Let's turn it back on again. Oh, we're up on the temperature. But there we go. We're up to 75 miles and 4.9. Oh, thank you, Jane Griffiths. Thank you very much. 63%. There we go. 64%.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
She's still telling me off. Right. So yeah, I'll just chill out here. Might sit and have something to eat and let the battery cool down a tad. But I've only got 40 miles to go till I get to Cumbernauld, and I'm going to have a very early sleep, sort of about 4 or 5 o'clock ish, and then get up about 2 or 3 in the morning, just so I can possibly catch the morning ferry from Scrabster to Orkney. So that's my plan. I like driving through the night because it's nice and quiet. And yeah, I'm back on Orkney. Well, my wife thinks I'm back tomorrow night, so I should probably surprise her tomorrow lunchtime. Probably make her jump out of skin when I walk through the front door. Going to sign off. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. And can I remember how to end it? No, it's not that. Is it that one? Yes. Right, thanks for watching.